retrieving, you're never going to retrieve cold. You always want to make sure that the dogs, their joints and their muscles are warmed up about turn. And they're paying attention to the handler, to the owner as well, and that the owner's kind of tuned in to the dog too. And about turn. Indy's just getting a little bit on edge because of all the gunshot. And about
this
turn
one
again.
on the end.
When we're doing about turn, we always turn into the dog, so we're cutting across the dog's face. And about turn again. Right, so keep the line, stay in line with each other, and stop. So we're going to sit the dogs off, take the leads off, and then again, once we take the leads off, we put them away. We don't want dangling leads. We want to make sure everything's put away so there's no risk of tripping over them when we're walking. And leave your dogs there, give them the sit. And about turn, Indy's just a little bit concerned about all the noise that's going on. And off we go past the dogs. We're going to leave Indy lying down, even though we left her in a sit, we're going to leave her lying down because it's just a little bit of displacement behaviour. She's a little bit overwhelmed, she doesn't quite know what to do. By lying down, it's giving her a bit of comfort. And about turn, just giving her a little bit of comfort, putting a bit of grounding there. And so we're happy for her to do that in this environment. And back to your dogs, as you go past them, pick them up to heel. Lovely. Keep going. And about turn. Guys, just try and keep straight with us so I can see what everyone's doing. Nice, keep going. Very good. About turn. And if you've not found your places, Karen's going to start retrieving up here with little Dave. And Katy's going to go down to the bottom and do some steadiness exercise with Indy.
So we've got Karen up at this end. She's going to start off with an exercise we call 6 and 12. So it's the first time introducing the dog to 2 dummies down, and they're at 180 degrees apart. So we stop all the switching issues that can happen when you put 2 dummies down. So first dummy's dropped. Here goes the second one. Dave's paying attention to where it's going. He's marked that. And here he comes into the centre, and then Karen's going to send him for that first dummy down.
Okay, and Katy's putting down 4 dummies. She's walking around the clock. We tend to do a lot of work around the clock because it's really easy to work from a direction perspective. So 4 dummies down around the clock. Little Indy's just staying in the centre again. She's laid down. We're just going to make sure we put her in the down going forward if that's where she's more comfortable. She's a working dog, so the shot will get her really aroused and wanting to do things. So we put the 4 dummies down, leave the dog in the stay, and then we walk around and pick up the 4 dummies. And what we're teaching the dog is that just because there's a dummy down doesn't mean it's necessarily going to get the retrieve. And so it's important when you first start your training, you make sure your dog can stay in one position while there's dummies all around it.
So Karen's just now going to set that exercise up again, but this time probably mix it up. So she's just dropped one. She's going to come to the centre, and then Dave's paying attention, and now she's just upping the ante a little bit there with a throw. Dave's going to do his little hop. He's a happy little boy. Let's have it nicely into hands. Excellent. So he's had the excitement of that first one, but he still has to keep his mind on the job and pick up that first drop dummy. Lovely. So really seeing the benefit there of the squinty dummy, that white panel being really visible, even at low level in this grass.
And Katy threw out the dummies this time rather than placing them. So it's just upping the ante a little for Indy. By throwing the dummies, it's teaching the dog to be steady around thrown items, so that when you do start retrieving, if you throw a dummy, a dog's not going to run in straight away for it. So building up that level of steadiness with your dog is really important. And we do a lot of this as well as introducing the retrieve. Make sure the dogs are steady to fall, steady to moving things as well.
And at this end, Karen's just now upped it again, so to 2 thrown dummies. And again, it's that white panel on the dummy is really, really visible against the background, giving Dave the confidence to actually mark it. Well, they want to have a look at Indy and remember where that first one's down. So Karen's just lining you up, make sure he's locked on before she sends him, really waiting and working with the dog successfully.
Lovely, lovely. So now Katy is going to swap with Neil, and Karen is going to stop with Ben, and we're just going to go to the next stage of training. So we've done the steadiness, we've done the 6s and 12s, and then Neil is going to do lefts and rights, which is the beginning of direction control. But before we get on to doing a left and a right with a dog, we would do a V retrieve, which is what Ben is going to demonstrate with Mouse.
Yep, so Ben is at this end of the arena with Mouse, who's up on her tiptoes this morning, so high energy dog. So again, two dummies down, so this is the V retrieve or the novice retrieve, and you can see Mouse is really keen on that, the ball dummy there, Squinty. Watch this in the air, really marked it, Mouse is locked on. So 2 dummies down in front, a lot of temptation going on here. Mouse is really up on her tiptoes.
When we start doing left and right, it's nothing to do with the retrieve, it's everything to do with the dog following direction. So we always start off putting down biscuits, just so that as soon as the dog follows the direction, you point to the right, the dog goes out to the right, and immediately there's a lovely reward there for the dog, which is the biscuit. Once the dog's used to following the hand signal, we then start putting dummies into the mix as well. So the dog learns, if the left hand goes out, there's something to the left side of the field for them to retrieve. And incorporating the gaze as well, because that's how dogs communicate. We use a lot of gaze in training.
So Ben's now just going to set that up again. Are you going into a Y, Ben? No, V? Okay, so this time, if you watch Ben's body language as he just turns Mouse away from the dummy to make sure that she's going to go for the dummy that he's actually wanting her to go for. So he's just turning her here, using his body just to block off that first dummy, just ensuring that she's going to go for this one. Keen as mustard, look, there's no doubt, she's locked on, there she goes.
And Neil's just setting, forgot the dog's name there, Sky, just setting Sky up for the second of the 2 directions. So the dummy's been thrown out, it's level with Sky's shoulder, and Neil just give her direction. And off she went, pick that dummy up lovely. Good girl.
Super. Just watch Mouse's delivery here. Ben's had some really lovely deliveries. There she is, presenting that to hand. Ben's taking his time because he's got a fast dog, so he's not going to encourage her. So he's just taking his time, just slowing everything down, really nice, working with the energy of his dog, so he's getting the best out of her.
And Neil just put, sorry Richard.
Sorry Liz.
we need hand signals, don't we? Neil's just thrown out 2 dummies, he's got to collect them himself so that Sky learns, just because it's a different type of retrieve, it doesn't mean it's necessarily hers. So Neil went and picked the first one up himself and gave Sky the second one for sitting steady.
And at this end, Ben has now changed the exercise from a V retrieve where he threw the dummies beside the dog into a Y. So his left mouth sitting there, he's walked out, so she's had to deal with the distraction of Ben leaving her and then throwing the 2 retrieves. And this time he's just going to send her off the open side. So she's got the temptation of this other dummy, but she's locked on. There you go, nice, yeah, well done Mouse. She's clocked where the other one was. She had a little sideways look, really nice delivery. Ben's just going to slow it all down, just working with this dog who's really up on her toes this morning. Here we go.
And Neil did a little whistle we call it stop, and then he threw the dummies out. When we're doing direction control, it's nearly always when we're stopping the dog first. So we've sent the dog out, it might have gone in the wrong direction. We need to stop the dog where it is and then cast it out to the side. So putting in a stop whistle, once you've got the direction control, the dog understands, introducing that sit whistle where the dog's sitting facing you is really setting the dog up to succeed and for what's going to come next. So that, are you doing, is Ben collecting?
He's just going to go and collect it, so teaching Mouse that not everything is hers. So just leaving her there while Ben's taking that last retrieve off her.
Great stuff. And now Katy is going to come back on with Indy and do a little bit of hunting with her. And Lucy is going to come in with Penny and do some retrieving with another little spaniel.
So I'm joined up at this end by Lucy from Adhara Dog Training with her little cocker Penny, and she's going to do an exercise that we call the 3 dummy ladder. So she's going to set Penny up, and then she's going to drop 3 retrieving items in a row, and then send Penny in sequence for those retrieves. So it's not an easy exercise. You can try this at home, see how hard it is. She's just setting herself up nice and steady, getting Penny with her, walking along. So here goes the first item down. That's the retrieving roll, the Lez Graham retrieving roll going down there. And then we're just again using the squinty dummies. Jess, Penny's marking them both so far. Here we go, just going to get her attention for the third one. And Lucy's now just going to weave her way back between these, using the dummies as a distraction before casting her off.
Katy left Indy in a down, walked around the pile of the little bushes. I've lost my words. And she put down 3 dummies, and Indy came around and found one. There's one right at the top, the squinty bird's right at the top, so Indy's going to have to work her way through the brush for that. Katy's just going to help her out. If she can't find it, she's just going to pop her in there. She's just winded it, I think. She just put her nose up, winded it. There she goes. Get in there. What a good girl. It's a great thing, a spaniel hunt. You can't. I haven't got a spaniel anymore, and I don't know if I'll have another one, but you just can't beat watching a spaniel hunt. Yeah, tell Kenny. Yeah, no more cockers. Sorry?
Sorry, Liz.
I think Indy's going to get put into this little bit of cover here. I don't know if anything's in there yet or not.
And this end, Lucy's just given Penny with the reward from the retrieving roll, so she's just getting all that behaviour embedded into Penny, getting the reward for her retrieve before now going to cast her off for the second dummy in the row. There she is, lovely, marked it, picked it up, and a really nice delivery coming on here.
And as Katy was moving forward with Indy, Indy was quartering back and forwards, and she was quartering in front. She never goes behind when you're quartering. You always have the spaniel working in front of you, because ultimately it's going to work in front flush, and then you can take the shot. Good girl, get in there. What a good girl.
And now Lucy's just like mixing this up and going to send Penny off with a go back command. Now this is a dog that's been out in the shooting field, so straight to cover. This is a long push.
All of the dogs you've seen today, they all work, the either beat or the pick up. Ben competes as well, so they're all working dogs. And do what working dogs do, is go to cover.
Yeah, well marked Penny. There's a nice push from Lucy there. It's a long. So Lucy's just reinforcing the command that she wants, the behaviour she wants there with Penny. Just hold, good girl. Hold and give.
Good girl. And Katy just put one more thing in the cover, and then what we'll do is a joint retrieve. We'll do a nominated retrieve where everybody gets retrieved from the centre. So as soon as Indy's got this little ball out of the cover, then we'll do some retrieving again. Oh, good girl. Lovely. Lovely. Okay, so let's go into a circle. We're going to do a nominated retrieve. This is fantastic if you're out with a friend or if you're out with a couple of friends. This is a great exercise to do. It teaches the dog that just because it's a dummy down doesn't necessarily mean that the dog's going to get it. And it also teaches the dog that just because you're throwing it doesn't mean the dummy belongs to them. Space out a bit, Karen, you come in a bit calm. Okay, Karen, are you doing the first retrieve, the first throw?
Also shows who can throw a dummy or not.
Yes. Yeah, let's do the dummy skills, huh? Lovely. Ben, send your dog.
So again, that white panel really showing up when the dummy's in mid-air.
So Ben's now going to throw the dummy in a different, well, we're going to get a person to get it actually instead of the dog to get it. Katy, can you collect that one? Leave your dog there. Oh, Indy thought, yeah. My turn. No. Great stuff. And Neil, can you send your dog?
So as Les said, great exercise for steadiness and putting a little bit of competition in there as well for anything that's a little bit reluctant to retrieve.
Yeah, brilliant for steadiness, absolutely brilliant for steadiness. Missy, send your dog. So it's great having the dogs going in, but now what we want to do is have the dogs coming out of the circle so that we're teaching them it's okay to run past the dogs. It's also teaching the dogs to be steady as dogs are running past them too. Chrissy, can you throw it that way, please? Yeah. Katy, send your dog. And it gives them a bit of a longer retrieve, it lets them stretch out. It's got a bit muggy, hasn't it? So it'll be nice just to get some air through the dogs as well. Lovely. Katy, can you throw it down that way, please? Ben, send your dog. Good girl. Oh, steady, yeah, slow her down, take your nose out.
Yeah, it's nice to see the lab open up.
Really nice, really nice. Can you throw it that way, please? This is yours, Karen. Karen, send your dog.
And it's the dogs having the confidence to actually run past another dog, and everybody's dog sitting still and honouring the dog that's working.
And then you can just throw it in that corner. Neil, send your dog. I just love the way the Labrador locks on the retriever, gets out and just completely zones into it. It's wonderful.
Nicely done, Neil.
And then down that way, Neil, and then we'll see it'll be yours. Oh, you can't let the spaniels down, Penny.
She'll find it. Here she goes, look.
There she goes, winded it.
Yeah,
Good
just
girl.
reading the body
Good
language
girl.
of Penny there. And Lucy having the
Very
confidence
good
to let
girl.
her run.
Okay guys, leave your dogs when you're ready in a sit and into the centre. We can pretty much guarantee if you train with an APGI, this will be an exercise you'll be doing fairly early on because it's one of the best steadiness exercises there is. Okay, off you go. Make a bit of noise. Indy. Yeah, she says, I want to join in, this is fun. And change direction. and all that lot. And when you get opposite your dog, you can just stand and face them. Katy, call your dog in. Ben, call your dog in. Karen, call your dog in. Neil, call your dog in. And Lucy, call your dog in. And puppy dogs to heel. And these are the APGI doing the pet gun dog training. So Ben, off you go.
So it's Ben from Russet Copse with his dog Mouse. We've got Lucy from Adhara Gundog training with Penny. We've got Karen from All Avenues with Dave. And Katy from Quay with Indy. And bringing up the rear is Neil from 3 Counties.